Hey guys, welcome to this video about 9th Age fantasy battles. We'll be looking at a 3000 point Saurian Ancients army to start off the hobby. As you can see, I have a window open with New Recruit. New Recruit is a software that allows you to build lists, army lists for the 9th Age. And well, it's for any army that you want to make, so all of the different armies are available on New Recruit. You can insert different choices within the army, so you can just select it from a list. You can create the unit and you can add the upgrades that you want, adjust the size, everything that you would want basically in an army builder. Now for the 3000 point army I made this one. I'll go to a different overview to make it a bit more readable. So what we have is some magic in the form of the Archmage, then we have a Skink Veteran on a flying mount to just have some fun with basically. Your obligatory infantry core. You can go either for Tegu Warriors or you can go for Skink Hunters. As a beginner I would say that the Tegu Warriors play a bit more easy, and you also need less models, so that results in less money to be spent, which results into better access to the army basically. Flaming Standards pair quite well with the Archmage that can give reroll to wound for them. And then we have the Gaimon Elders. This is a special choice. They strike quite hard. I think they're quite a fun unit to add. Tyroscutus can really bump up one of the combat capabilities of one of your Tagger units. The Spearbags for some ranged fire support, and then the Stygiosaurs to have a bit of a different unit as well in the army, leading to quite a varied army list. Now model wise you can go all kinds of directions with Saurian Ancients, as with any army within the 9th Age, because there's no clear indications of what models you should use. However, a lot of people use still the Games Workshop Lizardman models, but then again that is not really any rule that you have to use these models. So to get to our €150 budget starter army, I looked a bit at the lists, I looked a bit at possible lists, and I looked at different offers online. So for the Lizardmen or the Tagger Warriors, I would just go with one of the more basic options. So either you have Wargames Atlantic's classic Lizardmen. These are €33 for a box. I believe they contain 24 of them. So with 2 boxes of these, you can fully flash out your infantry. They come with guns, but they come also just with hand weapons. And I think they're quite charming models. You even have some options like with a Lizardman gas mask if you would want. But obviously for 9th Age you will probably want to model them with just non-shooting weapons. So they have some different heads, different poses, and different weapon options. I think than this. No, I would have to look for the one that is most applicable. But then again, they do say that you have options to arm them with sword and spear, and I think that goes for the entire unit. Alternatively, you can also look at the Snake-men of Frostgrave. So this is a box that contains, I believe, 20 models, it says on the box. So these are basically also Lizardmen, Snake-men, Frostgrave. So now I only have an image of the box, but the models themselves, they look a bit like this, where you just have, whoa dear, these Lizardman models that you can just put on the base and then have some fun with. So that is to flesh out your core, I would say, in a cheap and affordable way. And then for the other choices, I would actually propose to look at the Titanforge Amazon line. Oh, I get a lot of adverts here, I'll just get rid of those. But the Amazon line for Titanforge is on heavy discounts now. So for example, this rider on a big bear kind of mount, saber cat, I don't know what kind of grizzly cat this is, but I would propose to field these as the Stygiosaur pack, so you would need 2 of these. You have a model that is quite apt for a Anurag Archmage. So this is a very big stone kind of structure with a mage on top. You have the Hairs of Kong that are ideal for your Gaimon Elders, and I think they're quite cool as well. Lava Burn Cobra as your shooting units, so your weapon beasts, and then we have the Skywani, the Windstorm, as your skink veteran on a flying mount. I think these are quite cool models, and I think you can quite decently just also combine them with the lizard core models, and I don't think that would be wrong in any way to do. So this would be your Tyroscutus to go in the unit of lizardmen. So how does this look on the table? Just as an example, I'm here using the Warhall software. So Warhall is another different software built partly for 9th Age, I think, mostly for 9th Age. It allows you to play online battles if you would like to, and it also allows you as a beginner, obviously, to, and as any other player, to just play around a bit with your units and see how it looks on the table. So you can play an actual game here. You can look at how your units stack up on the field to give a bit of an impression of what you want to have before you have to make any dedicated purchases. Sorry. So with that, I would say that you can fit together quite easily a Saurian Ancients army for less than 150 euros. I think it's quite a neat army to get started with some magic support, some shooting, this flexible cowboy, and then some decent units. And I think you'll have a lot of potential to further expand the army with different choices. Whether you want to go more for the skink hunter direction or more for the combat direction. Anything is possible with this basic setup because you're gonna need the Tiger Warriors anyway. With that, I would like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time.